The NFL season is officially underway. Hopefully, your team is doing a lot better than my team. And how are we doing on the NFL picks from week one that we made earlier in the week? Well, we did all right. We went 8-7-1 because of the tie between Cleveland and Pittsburgh. So I took that as a tie and not a loss because I said Cleveland would win. But anyway, let's see how we did on the rest of the games. Let's see what the actual scores were and how teams are doing, and maybe how your personal favorite team is doing going forward this year. And let's start with the Thursday game. We had the Philadelphia Eagles get defeated by the Atlanta Falcons. Or no, wait, sorry. The Eagles defeated the Atlanta Falcons 18 to 12, going to 1 and 0. The Falcons falling to 0 and 1. I'm not going to repeat the record because obviously they're 1 and 0 or 0 and 1, and you can see it next to them. And let's go over the rest of the games. The Buffalo Bills played the Baltimore Ravens, and the Ravens ended up, as I predicted, destroying the destroying the Bills in a lot worse fashion. 47 to 3 was the actual final of that game, and Baltimore just destroyed Buffalo. Buffalo's quarterback situation is a lot worse than most people thought, and maybe Baltimore's a little bit better than people thought. They even rested the starters halfway through the game, I believe, at least offense. The Jacksonville Jaguars, as I predicted, upended the New York Giants 20 to 15 in the actual score. The Jaguars defense proved to be too much for the offensive line of the Giants. Barkley looked good in his NFL debut, so that's something to keep in mind going forward. And Odell Beckham looked good in his return against Jalen Ramsey and the Jaguars' other star cornerback. So that's something also a positive for the Giants going forward as they face possibly not one of the NFL's better defenses. In a game I did not get right at all, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the New Orleans Saints 48 to 40 in just a classic NFC South shootout. There was just no defense in the game. Both teams just came out and smacked each other around with offense. And then the New England Patriots, one of my other favorite teams, ended up beating the Houston Texans 27 to 20 in a little closer game than I predicted. Deshaun Watson looked a little shaky in his return from injury. Their offensive line was just as bad as predicted, and their defense came alive toward the end of the game, but the Patriots seemed to be too much for this young team and continued with the 1 o'clock games from Sunday. The Vikings, as I predicted, came up on top of the 49ers 24 to 16 in a game that was a lot closer than I thought. Minnesota's offense needs a little bit of time to get more comfortable with each other. The 49ers, of course, maybe need a little bit of help on the offensive line as they, I think, were playing with a put together crappy line as they lost two of their right guards in the game, or at least one of them. But they only lost by 8 points. Garoppolo finally lost a game as a starter. He threw three picks and was actually could have tied the game toward the end, but he threw a pick and it kind of sealed the fate. Um, and that was the Minnesota Vikings game and the 49ers game. Cousins looked good in his Vikings debut. And Garoppolo did look kind of shaky this year. But anyway, let's go ahead and go to the Titans versus the Dolphins. The Dolphins ended up winning in a flip of what I predicted. They won 27 to 20 in a game that lasted like 7 hours due to weather delay. I actually didn't follow much of this game, so I really don't know. But I think the Dolphins ran really well in the first half against the Titans. So that's something to look, I guess. I don't know. The team's not that good. The Cincinnati Bengals ended up defeating Indianapolis Colts 34 to 23. Andrew Luck looked solid in his return to the Colts, but the Cincinnati Bengals, sorry, offense appeared to be too much, and the defense appeared to be too much for the Colts, as the Colts still struggled to find an identity on offense, even with the new quarterback or with the return of their star quarterback. The Bengals toward the second and half of the game, they just decided to come alive. Mixon, Green, and Dalton just popped down and scored a bunch of points. And then one of the biggest surprises of the week, I predicted this to be the upset, figuring I'd get it wrong, but I actually was very, very close on several occasions. The Pittsburgh Steelers tied the Cleveland Browns 21 to 21, and that means the losing streak for the Browns is officially over as they did not lose this game. Um, Pittsburgh did not look that great. James Conner, the running back, looked all right. Cleveland's defense looks really good. They forced a lot of turnovers, I think 5 total against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Myles Garrett looked very well, as I predicted him to be the kind of breakout, standout defensive star of the year. Going to be really hard with Khalil Mack being who Khalil Mack is as the star of the Bears defense, and he looked really good as well. In fact, we'll be talking about Khalil soon. But yeah, that was my upset pick of the week, and that from the first half of the games that brought me to 5-3-1. And then the 4 o'clock games. This is where I did not do as well. The Kansas City Chiefs took on the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Chiefs won 38 to 28 using a very potent, fast, aggressive offense. Mahomes looked poised in his big time first what's the word first start as the team's official starter, and they had a ton of college-styled offense. You can watch it; it was fun. The Chargers looked all right. They scored a bunch of points, but they just seemed to be completely overwhelmed and did not have a response on defense to the Chiefs' offense. I also did not watch most of the next. I did not watch really any of the Broncos, Seahawks, Carolina Panthers, Cowboys game or the Redskins and Cardinals games, but I have what happened. I generally know. The Broncos won 27 to 24 over the Seattle Seahawks, and I know that Von Miller had a big, I think, 2 or 3 sack day. But it was a close game, close battle. The Seahawks looked good from the replay I watched, so that's good. Um, they're going to need a little bit of help going forward. I think the Broncos, Case Keenum's going to have to make a few less mistakes, but they seem to have a very young, talented offense that's going to score a lot of points. Good couple running backs that bailed Keenum out at a few key times I've seen, so that's good. The Panthers beat the Dallas Cowboys 16 to 8. The Panthers, defense looked very solid from what I've read. Looked like their old school caliber championship defense that they had a few years back when they took on the Denver Broncos for the Super Bowl. The Cowboys defense did not look slouchy either, only allowing 16 points. So this was just sort of a defensive battle as it appears by the score, where the better defense came out on top, allowing the Panthers to take the W. And then the Washington Redskins won 24 to 6 over the Arizona Cardinals. Adrian Peterson had a big day for the Redskins. I think going over 100 yards and scoring his 100th career touchdown. So congratulations to him. The Cardinals looked bad, only scoring 6 points. Maybe losing Tyrann Mathieu wasn't good. And the record that brought me to 7-5-1. Let's go to these games where I did not do good, and my heart breaks because of one of the games where I predicted just a massacre, and I was wrong. I was really, really wrong on that game. But that's all right. Sometimes, you think with your heart, you think with what you think is gonna happen, and then this shit all happens. The Green Bay Packers came back all the way down 20 to 0 to beat the fucking the mighty Chicago Bears, the 5-win projected Bears. Watch out for this badass Aaron Rodgers, people. He's the shit, dude. He came back on a hurt knee, dude, to win 24 to 23 over a team projected to win 5 games. So watch out. The GOAT is back. He is risen. No one can stop Aaron Rodgers. I hope you know I'm being sarcastic. He beat a shitty rookie young team. No offense to Khalil Mack, but he got gassed. I mean, he had a great debut. I believe he had a forced fumble. He recovered a fumble, intercepted the ball, and ran it back for a touchdown. This was all in within 5 plays or some shit. So I mean, yeah, the Bears defense is going to be good. They're going to be good going forward. They're just young. They got outplayed by a team that knows how to play from behind. And it's Aaron Rodgers. He's a good quarterback, but he's extremely lucky. And this shows it here. I mean, he beat a team that he beats all the time, and they're projected to win 5 or 6 games. So, don't get your hopes up, Green Bay fans. You play Minnesota next week. I don't know if he's going to even be playing because his knee's all bad. So, that's something to worry about, Minnesota or Green Bay fans. Your quarterback's in banged up shape. All right. As much shit as I want to talk about how much I hate the Packers, Monday Night Football Game 1. Detroit Lions 17. The goddamn Jets. The shitty Jets. The Jets I made fun of with Sam Darnold. They beat us 48 to 17. Darnold looked really fucking good in his goddamn NFL debut outside of the very first throw pick 6. They certainly turned that around. They beat the hell out of the Lions. The Lions were tipping plays on offense apparently. They had studied the offense so well that the Jets just knew what we were running because Jim Bob Cooter doesn't switch things up. He's a predictable guy, which could be a problem going forward, which is the reason Lombardi was fired because his offense was predictable. Teams were reading it and keying on plays. We can't have that happen again. Patricia didn't look so hot in his debut, so maybe this was a hiccup. Hopefully, it was a hiccup for the Lions. They play, I believe, the Cardinals next, and then the Patriots. So hopefully, they find some focus and get their shit together, because this was pathetic from Detroit. Game two. I did not watch this, but I know it was a pretty good game because I don't like John Gruden and I don't like the Raiders. The Rams won 33 to 13, much better than I predicted. The Raiders did not have a pass rush, I believe, because they traded away Khalil Mack, so they didn't. They just don't have anyone to put pressure on, and I believe the Rams took advantage of that. Goff had a big day. Gurley probably had a big day. I didn't look up the individual stats, but yeah, that it seemed a foregone conclusion. The Rams were just going to run away with it. I thought 24 to 23, but hey, other games had that score, so just reassign it somewhere else. All right, so that means for the week one of the Pick'em record for the season that I will be keeping track of, I went 8-7-1 to begin the season. Um, I will have another Pick'em video up by about Thursday or Friday. I'm not sure if there's a game played on Thursday. I'll have it posted Thursday. If it's Friday, I'll have it if there's no games till Sunday, I'll have it posted on Friday then, because I can spread out my content a little bit that way. Go ahead and leave a like and subscribe if you like this. Tell me how your team did below in the comment section and all that fun stuff. Be on the lookout for more content and the stream tomorrow. Also, I will probably be doing a debate with a Mr. Joe Booney on Wednesday on the Ross Dog LLC channel. We will be just debating sports and talking about what's going on in the world of sports. Probably Lions versus Packers debate, even though I have nothing to stand on. All right, thanks for listening. Have a great day.